We are going to spend some time today making pasta sauce. This is technically salsa and it is from last year, but I wanted to have some sort of a prop to show you. But we're going to make pasta sauce, and I'm going to show you my favorite way of preserving, like getting ready to preserve, I guess, tomatoes. Now we have an unbelievable amount of tomatoes this year. I'm not really sure what has happened for us, but they have absolutely exploded, and we are incredibly thankful for the Lord providing that for us. And so we are going to do everything that we can to be good stewards of that. And that means we're eating them all the time, but we are also canning them and preserving them. We're also giving a bunch away. So that's really fun. So I'm going to show you guys kind of the way that I do that to make it a lot easier. You can blanch them in hot water, boiling water, shock them in cold water, take the time to peel. I hate doing that. I'm not gonna lie. It is time consuming. It's incredibly messy, and I don't want to do that this year. So I'm going to show you what I did last year that was incredibly beneficial to us and made everything just go so much smoother. And then we are going to make some pasta sauce to can. I will say I do pressure can my pasta sauce because I don't want it to be too acidic tasting. And so because of that, I do pressure can it. Obviously, if you're a rebel canner, do whatever you want, but I do pressure can it. Also because I don't use an approved recipe for water bath canning. So we are going to get our tomatoes peeled and get started on making our sauce. And I will walk you guys through exactly how we're doing that. So the first thing that I do is freeze my tomatoes. I put them in gallon Ziploc bags. I cut the tops off and I freeze them. I freeze them for a few days at least because I want them to be completely frozen through. And then I pull them out and I put them on my countertop overnight and let them completely thaw. And you can see in the bag all of that extra liquid that is there. That is the water or the juice that has come out of those tomatoes. Because all of that water has been expelled, they just pop right out of their skins so easily. I literally am just picking them up by the bottom and just kind of squeezing the flesh out. It is so simple and it makes my life so much easier when it comes to these tomatoes. You can see just how easily they come out. If you like to can tomato juice, it's great because it's also completely separated. Sometimes I can that too, just to have it for like rice dishes. I can use it in place of tomato sauce if I want to, but also we just like to drink it. So I like to save that tomato juice. If I'm going to can it, I'll do that. But I also like to save it just because it does make it easier when I'm canning. If I need to add a little bit more liquid at the end, I don't want to add any water if I have tomato juice to add to it. Okay, so we got all of our tomatoes peeled, and let me tell you, that is like the easiest possible solution. I have done every other solution and none of them are as simple as that. So from there, I am going to turn on my fire, probably about a medium. I did realize about halfway through that I need this pot to saute my onions in. So I had to move everything over and give this a little rinse, but we're gonna start with some olive oil. The next thing that I'm gonna do that's gonna make this incredibly simple to do just on any day that I have an extra hour or two, I am pulling out onions that I diced like a long time ago. These have just been in my refrigerator in a vacuum sealed bag, and I use these all the time for like cooking and stuff, but it's incredibly helpful whenever I'm doing something like this. I don't want this whole thing though, but I am gonna make multiple batches today because my sister is coming over and we're gonna do her tomatoes too. That's how easily we can do them in one day. So I'm gonna use about half of this bag, which is probably, I would guess, about a cup of diced onions. So I am going to end my pot with my olive oil. I'm just going to break this kind of in half. And I'm going to stick half in here. And then I'm going to put the top on it and we're going to let that
kind of break down and start to brown a little bit. We're not trying to like caramelize the onions, but we do want them nice and translucent. So that's what we're gonna go with. All right, we have our onions. They're a little bit more browned than I would like them to be, but that's okay. And now I'm going to throw in some garlic. Now, if you want to dice your own, of course, feel free. I don't, so I'm not going to. And you want to be really cautious with this to not let that garlic burn. But another thing I want to make sure to do is salt every single layer. So even the onion and garlic, I'm going to throw some salt in for that. I'm going to let that saute for a second. And then to that, I'm going to add some dried oregano. I do have fresh oregano in my garden, but dried actually works a lot better here, so that's what I'm going to use. And once I've given that a second to kind of get that raw garlic cooked off of there, it's time to add in our tomatoes. Of course you can pour these in, but because I have such a giant jar or a giant bowl, I'm going to ladle them in just to make it a little easier on myself. And these are just like whole crushed tomatoes that I'm doing this with. I didn't dice them. I didn't puree them. I didn't do anything like that. It's just the whole tomatoes still. Once I get most of it in where I'm pretty confident I'm not going to make a giant mess, I'm just going to pour the rest in. There we go. That was perfect. And then in the same way, I'm going to make sure and season this up really well. I'm going to put a lot of salt. Tomatoes can handle a lot of salt. I'm going to put that in there. Start to simmer, and this is going to simmer for 2 to 3 hours. This is by far the most, the longest part. But tomatoes are naturally very sweet, and because they're naturally very sweet, if you just let them simmer long enough, especially vine ripe tomatoes like this, you're not going to need to add any sugar. So I really prefer to have tomato sauce that does not have any sugar in it. It's one of those things I like to do that. So no sugar for us. We're just going to let this go, and this is going to get nice and jammy and thick. And I saved that juice from the tomatoes if I need to add some more of that. If I see that this is getting too thick before it's getting the flavor that I'm wanting, then I don't mind to just add a little bit of that juice to it and let it keep cooking down. After it has cooked down for a couple of hours, you can see how the tomatoes have broken apart and everything is looking all dark red and delicious. So that's when I come in with my immersion blender. You can also do this like in a stand blender. Just do it in batches if you need to. I get that nice and smoothed out, and then it's ready to can. So I put it in my jars that I like to have the size of, and then I pressure can it for about half an hour in my electric pressure canner, and that is it. You can see that back jar isn't all the way full. You're not supposed to do that. I did anyway. But that is how I do our marinara sauce. That's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.